there, and welcome to week 1 of Birth Fundamentals course. So if you come to kneeling, and let's do some head nods and rolls. So just allow your head to nod forwards. Try and see how far it can touch your chest at the moment, and then roll it across to the left, back to centre, and over to the right. And don't try and force it down, just try and allow it to drop down. Keep rolling left to right. And just make sure that your shoulders aren't touching your ears. Onto a crescent stretch. So bring one arm onto the mat and the other arm over your ear, and just gently stretch over to your arm that's on the ground. And just make it as though it's a resisting stretch. So you aren't flopping over, but just stretching actively to the side. Change sides. And again, don't flop down. Watch me. Resist into the stretch so that you're controlling the stretch and making it a strength exercise as well as a stretch. Drop those shoulders down. And just see if you can allow a little bit more stretch. Lovely, and swap hands again. Resist that stretch. Feel that lovely stretch down your side. And swap hands again. Now we'll go on to the cat seat stretch. So get yourself a half dome or a blanket so you can bolster yourself up so that your pelvis is in a neutral position. Just tuck that bolster underneath the back of your pelvis and just double check is your ASIS and your pelvic bone in line with each other. And now just hinging from the hips, just go forwards into a lovely stretch. And just see where you might have some resistance, whether it's the back of your legs or somewhere in your back. And just breathe gently. Allow the stretch to happen, don't force it. And now coming to standing for our calf stretch. Remembering to put the, the ball of your foot onto the top of the half dome. Just check your alignment before you start. Make sure you're not leaning forwards and the weight's in the back of your feet. And just find where it's comfortable for that stretch. Is it where you are now, or can you bring your standing leg forward? Don't overstretch, remember. This is you being gentle and just working on what is working for you and what will help your body release any tightness. You have to make sure you're not tightening your abdomen. And gently breathe. And let's swap feet. Let's see how different it is on this side. Bring the weight back into your heel of the foot that's furthest back. Release the abdomen and allow your shoulders and your ribs to drop down. And just change sides again. Any different this time? Maybe not, maybe you do feel a bit looser. Just take note and be curious. And swap sides again. And let's come into a top of the foot stretch. This lovely, lovely juicy stretch that will just help release any tension and tightness in your feet. So just laying the top of your foot on the floor, keeping your knee released that's on the standing foot, and just allow that stretch to happen. Make sure that your heel is in line with the rest of your leg and it's not winging out to the side. And swap feet. Just remember, if you need to increase the stretch, you can take it further back. If it's too much, then bring that foot further towards your standing leg. Release your knees. Release your stomach. Allow your shoulders to drop down. And swap feet. And let's go into our calf elevators, how to strengthen our calf muscles. Just bring your heels up off the ground. Make sure that your heels don't wing out to the side. And just bring yourself gently up on your toes. If you're losing your balance, then just don't go so high. This is strengthening your calf muscles after releasing them. It's just exactly what you need to do to be able to carry your baby's weight through your pregnancy. Nice strong calves. So nice and slowly and controlled up. Just as far as is comfortable, and then nice and slowly and controlled as you bring your heels to the ground. Lovely. Now let's get our shoulders working. Bring your hands out to your side to a T position. And up to the top of your, up by your ears. There's the outline of your globe side to side. And you're just going to imagine that you've got you're inside a globe front to back, side to side, and just allowing your shoulders and your arms to move all the way around that globe. Really getting those shoulders working. We tend to only have them in one position, don't we? And this is just getting some movement back into your shoulders. How far back can you reach? How far forward? How far up and down? How much clunking and clicking are you having? Okay, get yourself a chair or a table, and we're going to get ourselves ready for a double calf stretch. So bring your half dome just a couple of inches in front of your chair. And the balls of both feet onto the half dome and hinging from the hips, remember. And bring your hands down onto the chair. If you need to bolster, if you can't hinge so far, or if the stretch is too intense, then grab yourself some cushions and pillows and bolster yourself up, or take the back of the chair. And just think about untucking your pelvis, just lifting your tailbone up towards the ceiling. And again, don't try and force the stretch. Let's take it to where is comfortable for you. Lovely. Let's do some pelvic circles now. Let's work on getting your pelvis mobile. Now just thinking about circling forwards and backwards. So you're painting a big circle with your pelvis. How easy is it? And swap sides, swap direction. one side a little bit more awkward than the other. Sometimes it can be harder for your brain to work your body in one direction. Lovely. And now onto hands and knees for an abdominal release. So important. We hold so much tension in our stomachs. If you need to, you can put some cushions and blankets underneath your abdomen so you've got something to release into. Release and relax your stomach. Okay, let's do some rhomboid push-ups. So different to the cat-cow, you're going to push your shoulder blades together. Turning around here. You're going to push your shoulder blades together. And then you're going to allow your shoulder blades to drop apart from each other. So pushing up, shoulder blades apart. It's really getting some mobility in your upper back here. And then allowing those shoulder blades to drop down so they come closer together. And the movement's all from about pushing and dropping with your hands. Don't allow your elbows to move. So push up and drop down. The shoulder blades apart, and now allow them to come together. Are you getting much movement? Is it a place that you haven't really moved before? Just take your time, go gently. Now let's go into a thoracic stretch. So your forearms onto the floor and flip your hands so that your palms are facing up, and then just drop yourself down into that stretch. So you're really stretching the thoracic spine, your upper back spine. Can you rotate your arms a little bit more so that your palms cut, so there's more of the back of your hand onto the floor? Now bring your palms so that they're on the floor, and thread your left hand underneath your right arm. Allow your shoulder to drop to the floor. You might need to bring your right hand a little bit further apart. Feel that lovely stretch between your shoulders. And now swap hands. Remember to keep that lovely straight hand as you thread the other one under. So the line from your elbow to your palm is straight. You haven't got one, your hand is not at a diagonal. Your head can lay on the floor if you need to. And swap hands again. And one last time, swap to the other hand. It's really important that we get some mobility to the upper back here with your rhomboid push up and your thoracic stretch, and you'll thread the needle. It will really help to eliminate heartburn and give your baby space so they're not kicking up against your ribs. And let's go on to our candle breathing. So take a deep breath and imagine that you have got lots of candles in front of you. And you're going to breathe out through your mouth, nice and gently and slow, and you should feel the muscles around the sides of your abdomen closing together. This is your reflective core kicking in. Take a breath in again, And really blow that breath out. Imagine you're blowing out those candles and feel that reflexive core happening. And now bolster yourself up for a psoas release. So you've got the bolsters on your shoulder blades and your head and your neck with your chin slightly tucked. And just allow yourself to rest here at the end of your first week. Wonderful. Take some time to rest.